Wizards was like, don't worry, folks. The buy-a-box promos are going to be not standard playable. JK, tier 1 standard deck. It's playable in Modern. Just like, I'm glad we waited an entire set before we changed our mind. Bought bits just to do these, throw these towards Remand Bread. Thank you, Brains Frozen, for the support. Be happy to bump that. Just a friendly reminder to everybody, for every 100 bits you cheer or $1 you donate, you're welcome to bump something in the queue. The people that support my content dictate what we play and how soon we play it. Shove! Thank you for the 2-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What would happen if someone was watching your stream while you were playing them? Well, they'd have an extra advantage, and that's just like something that happens sometimes. That's actually another reason why I play friendly leagues as opposed to competitive leagues. The competitive leagues, because you're gambling so much more in them, there's a higher risk associated with playing them. People are more cutthroat and take every possible advantage more often in it, so they're more likely to ghost me, which means watch my stream while we're playing in competitive leagues and friendly leagues. Yeah, that's true. When they initially announced Mythics, they're like, don't worry, these won't be 4X tournament staples. LOL. Here's Grimflayer. Here's Gideon Ally of Zendikar. What's the best way to abuse As Foretold? I don't know. Just like, so Modern is what I often describe as like a turn 2.5 to turn 3 format. So like tapping out on turn 3 for a card like As Foretold that doesn't impact the board is kind of asking a lot. Thanks, Pinky. Well, this hand has Temporal in the opener, which kind of sucks, but we're definitely not here to mulligan the rest of it. No, Mucinix, I haven't. Just go back to the sideboard that I played at the Open. That's probably what you do. We did not 5-0. We died to Tron, as Wizards of the Coast intended. Anything that's fun, sweet, and not combo-oriented dies to Tron. More Big Show Floop. Thank you, Paradise Sail. All right. Let's put ourselves right to the test here and see if we can be competitive against one of the better aggressive decks in the format. It's a good draw. You could maybe argue I should play Search this turn to give myself a better chance at a land drop. Stream Decker update. Yep, will do. Yeah, every time we've played blue-white taking turns in the past on stream, I've really regretted that decision not long after, so we'll see if today goes any different. Oh look, just a casual attack for 6, take away my best cards. No big deal. No big deal. My browser window, apparently. All right, I mean, well, if we cannot die till we get to this, we need 2 more untaps here. You turn down your mic, right? I don't understand. Why is the tiny man on the voice box so loud? Can you stop being so loud, tiny man? Be quiet. Be quiet. We'd rather play Blood Moon, Alpine Moon, or Damping Sphere in 8 wax board. Probably Alpine Moon. Being mana efficient is really important in that deck. And Damping Sphere is symmetrical, which can make your Bushwhackers awkward. This isn't going to be a Jeff does social media, but this is just an A+ tweet. Saffron's like, fun question, assuming we could do one player on coverage thing again in the future, which pro player would be the most fun to listen to and watch throughout a tournament? I've always wanted a first-hand look at how Bertoncini uses casual conversation to distract from his sleight of hand. God bless. God bless us, everyone. You like how they, like, left us? They discarded Jace, Search, Ethereal Haze, and, like, left us the one sorcery we just couldn't do anything with. Really weird that they... Oh, they were out of mana, right? That was 3. All right, come on. Come on, Fog. Poppy needs a Fog. Poppy needs a Fog. And we're dead. All right, hopefully we'll just play against 3 really aggressive decks in a row. And then we'll just get completely dumpstered out of playing this deck. Alright, Remand seems bad. Leyline doesn't seem that good. I guess I'm leaving a Remand in. This deck does not seem well built for the aggressive matchups. I'm dead on the inside. Side out Jace. I think we need Jace to make the Maxim. 2 months and it all went by so quickly. Thanks for being a great streamer and keeping my days entertained. Thank you for the 2-month resub there. I appreciate that. Moto's on 2.1 gigs of RAM for those at home playing bingo and want a Moto memory check. Probably kick it after this match. Is there a dumpster emote? Oh, people talking about Jace just want me to board him out for the big go square. Bring in Leyline so you don't have to discard the Inquiry, right? Inquiry counts as targeted discard, right? Right? This deck and many decks like it are the ones that made me hate Hallowed Fountain early in my modern career. People just, these really bad Hallowed Fountain decks. Would it be better to actually play Fog Effects in a deck like this? Seems like you need... I mean, we are playing Fog Effects. Pokemon Nerd, we have 6 Fogs in our main deck. We have 2 Ethereal Haze, a Holy Day, and Angelsong. So this deck is quite literally doing just that. This deck has a lot of very expensive cards in it. You're not wrong. Temporal Mastery is like a 2-mana spell, but it's pretty expensive. Teferi technically ramps you into Nexus of Fate, which is nice. Maybe this Cryptic is better than this Remand. I'd probably buy that for $1. If they print a Jumpstart, Boomerang, and Guilds, we can play it in Howling Mine. That's true, we could. Why do I choose Linux over other operating systems? The primary reason is because Windows doesn't let me work on the computer in the way that I want to work on the computer. There's lots of really simple things that Windows doesn't let you do, like have a window float always on top of another window, or like auto-hide the taskbar on just one monitor instead of all 3 of them. Windows is not particularly customizable. And Linux, I can basically make my computer do exactly what I want it to in the exact manner I want it to do. And if I can't do that, I can edit the code to make it do that. This hand's really terrible. OS X, the premium that you have to pay to get OS X on hardware is not worth it, in my opinion. Can you move the taskbar? Of course you can move the taskbar. This deck looks like pure suffering. Play Spot the Justin submission today on Hoagland's stream. I mean, I believe that's nonsense. Hasty Pastry, the reason why I use a lot of open source software is because it allows me to do my job better than, or allows me to use the computer in a way that I like better than the proprietary software. You tried any of the container-focused OSs? Like, you mean, like, why would I need my OS to be container-focused? Like, what benefit does that have for me? Like, what's the functional point of it? I'm a function before form. Like, once upon a time, I remember spending like 2 days trying to install Gentoo on my laptop, but like, I don't have time for that anymore. Holy Day is literally fog. It's white fog. NVIDIA drivers are super easy to get working on Ubuntu. It's literally just install one package in Ninja Turtle. Nope, I would love an island. Ethereal Haze is strictly better fog. I'm actually just going to counter this and draw a card. I think I can take a hit for 5 here. And the sideboard of Grixis Shadow. I'd have to imagine Alpine Moon is better in Grixis Shadow than Damping Sphere, because Grixis Shadow, like, already has a pretty good Storm matchup, so, like, you'd probably rather hedge Tron and have the cheaper card. We went 4-1. We lost the last match to Tron with Black-Red. So we're going to take 7 on this combat step, putting us to 9. But that still leaves us in a pretty healthy spot here. If we bin something off this search for Azcanta next turn, we get to go ahead and flip it over and start generating some card advantage that way, which is nice. Yeah, correct, Great Germ. And like, I've been using Linux for only, a decade. I started tinkering with it when I started college, undergrad, like a decade ago. And even just like the changes we've seen in that time span are amazing. And like with the work Valve is doing with Wine, making Windows games run better in general on Linux, it's kind of absurd. Like I just install Battle.net and Overwatch and just like fire up and play. Magic Online works. Just like so much of the Windows software just works at this point. It's very nice. I'm happy to bin that so we can transform Azcanta here. Go ahead and start with this and see where we end up at. Sure. I guess we can cast that next turn, right? So there's a lot of software that's exclusive to Windows, but there's a set of softwares called Wine, which is a compatibility layer for running Windows software on Unix operating systems. And like things like Overwatch is an application. DirectX games are things that generally only run on Windows, and most of them run through Wine these days as well. Ooh! Anything with the card Leonin Arbiter. Anything with the card Leonin Arbiter is not supported. That's actually really sweet because it means that I can go ahead and activate this and still fog them this turn. Choice, thank you for the 2-month resub there. I appreciate it. Jeez, the mind sculptor. Are you ready to begin the sculpting of their minds? The sculpting of their minds. To set the bar exceedingly low, Magic Online runs comparably bad under Wine on Linux as it does on Windows. It still leaks memory, it still lags, it still crashes occasionally due to foils and sounds and stuff like that. Those were Cut the Lines donations, the Greater Aura, so I don't have them listed in the queue. So Overwatch, Overwatch is weird. So they're still perfecting the DirectX 11 support, and for the first like couple minutes of playing Overwatch, it has to cache the loading animations, and once it caches the loading animations into memory, it runs amazing, just like on native. But for the first like half of your first game, it doesn't run well. That was a good miracle. That lets us stick Jace here and start sculpting mines. Yeah, I think we're actually getting in a position where we could win now, right? I don't want to say like can't lose, but we're definitely getting towards can't lose, right? No! Dang it. I guess I should have played around that. Yes, I should have played. So I can, if I do this, I can't Azcanta anti-morp. So I guess I want a Nexus of Fate here, because then there's a land on top of my deck, and drawing the land means I can Azcanta plus Time Warp. Oh, we were shuffling, but we drew a land anyways because I'm a professional. And you're right. It was not guaranteed, but I'm lucky, so it's fine. All right, so we're looking for a Planeswalker at this point. Are we having fun yet? Are we having fun yet, opponent? I'm having fun. Okie doke. Whee! Knights! Thank you very much for the 12-month resubscription there. Thanks for keeping me employed for so long. Have a mod sword to go along with your 12-month subscriber shield. Defend the realm from Twitch chat. Put Field of Ruin in the bin. Yes, please. Oh. Oh, I guess if I drew... Yeah, maybe I should have drawn Field, actually. Because if I drew Field, I could activate Azcanta this turn. Yeah. Yeah, I should have kept that. Yep. Yeah, one year subs get a mod sword. Helps us keep chat clean. Nope. Ooh, candy. All right, we should be done at this point. We should be done at this point. And this is something that's going to come up a lot. I am not a member of Team BCW. Team BCW is a group of players that play on the SCG Tour. I am just sponsored by BCW as part of my stream. So they are paying for an ad banner. Ooh, this is kind of scary. Maybe I should have fogged in response there. Hopefully they just don't get another churn. I am the only and most successful member of Team Hoaglandia. Ain't that the truth? Should probably put my auto pass on here. Nope. I would love a Nexus of Fate. Nope. It's a miracle. Let's do the time warp again. Do 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 do. You're 17% to draw Nexus based on the remaining deck size. Nope. Nope. Yes, so lucky. Lucky. Hmm. So we have 2 turns in the bank at the moment. And eventually we'll take enough turns that this As Foretold will just cast the Nexus, right? And Jace is always going to find the Nexus. And we don't deck because Nexus goes back into our deck for some reason. What a well-designed card. Hats off. Hats off. Hats off to Magic R&D. Just with the well-designed Magic the Gathering cards, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing but the best, most well-designed Magic the Gathering cards here in Modern. Alright, so let's do this. And then we cast this. For the people saying we could kill them with the Colonnade, you don't understand. You don't understand. We haven't beaten our opponent's spirit out of them yet. They still have a will to live. And until we've taken away their will to live, we've not truly won the game. You can't just like win the game, chat. You have to go further. You must go deeper. Why not As Foretold Ancestor? I don't know what you're talking about. Could you imagine if this was legal in Standard? That would just be insanity. Cast As Foretold using my have we hit Universe Brain status? Oh look, it's my turn. How lucky it is that it is now my turn. I would love to put Jace the Mind Sculptor in the bin. Nope, please don't transform. I would love to brainstorm with my Jace the Mind Sculptor. I would like to put these back on top of my deck. I would like to cast my Nexus of Fate. I'd like to remove storage. Oh wait, I don't even have to remove storage. I would like to cast Teferi using As Foretold. I would like to plus this. I would like to put a storage counter on here. Oh no! Oh no! Come back, opponent! Come back! I wasn't done winning! I wasn't done winning, opponent! Why do they hate fun? Do you possibly know why our opponent could hate fun as much as they do? Do you have any idea why they hate fun? Memes are not limited to Mondays on this channel. It's just that Mondays are limited to memes. Every day of the week can be meme. How does one access the sub-Discord? By following the directions on this page. How's everybody doing? You ready to settle in? Settle in for some extra turns and draw in some cards? That's true. Yeah, this league definitely feels better than the last one. To set the bar low, this might be the best blue-white turns deck we've ever played on this stream. I'm going to keep this because this might not even be our opening hand. Let's find out. You don't need Elixir of Immortality anymore because, what's it called? Look at that. Told you our hand would be different in a second. Joke's on you, opponent. I didn't want those cards anyways. Oh, and they discarded their Hallowed one. Dear opponent, did you consider being luckier before playing your deck? If not, maybe you should. Is this the best Justa deck? Maybe. Maybe. Hit me, baby, one more time. What a joke of a Magic the Gathering card. What a joke of the Magic the Gathering card. Is it really a Justa deck if it doesn't have approach? Asking the real questions. Sure, it's called Hollow 1, and sometimes they put 2 of them into play. Am I supposed to call it Hollow 2 when 2 of them come into play? I mean, if we live to get to this point, it might be fine. Here's hoping we flip some Fogs and some Temporal Masteries. We need to live 3 more turns. That's a lot of turns. That's a good one, yeah? That's a good one, yeah? Hallowed Ace, Hallowed 1 sounds great for me. Exactly. Thanks for the 27 months, bud. I know you don't play too much Magic anymore, but thanks for dropping in to drop the Twitch Prime this way. And we added a modern playable card to our hand, and suddenly it looks much better. Strange. Weird. What a weird phenomenon. Add modern playable card, mix well. Jace, the Unsummoned Sculptor. It's definitely a good name for him. Jace is like Fog Bounce, yeah, basically. Alright. Bye, Temporal Mastery. Alright, so we're taking 6 here down to 3. So we're actually like just dead, right? We need to like Miracle Temporal Mastery this turn and then get gassed up off the AV. Need a Fog or a Miracle. Brick and die. Brick and die. Good stuff. Well, that's it's about how I'm used to this archetype going. It's like when you look at this deck on paper, this is again, this style of deck is the style of deck where when people send them in, I send back the pretty similar canned response. It says, you just say, you know, this deck isn't linear enough to win quickly, and it's not interactive enough to prevent itself from dying against the really aggressive decks that Modern is full of. Let's kick Magic Online really quick because it is using a ton of memory and lagging because of it. Welcome to everybody who's hanging out here. I got over 750 people here on a Friday. TGIF, hope everyone's having a great day. We are currently 4 hours into our long Friday stream. We're going to be going for at least 7 or maybe even 8 more. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. My name's Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time stream, meme, Magic content producing machine here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30 plus hours a week. We focus on Modern on this channel. This deck, like a lot of decks that we play on this channel, is a viewer-submitted deck list. If you're interested in keeping my content going and keeping me employed here, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to stream full-time like I do. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support. Past subscribing, you could also support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% at your singles orders, on your singles orders there with them. BCW would love to provide you with some quality components to protect your gaming accessories. They do sleeves and binders and deck boxes and all sorts of great stuff there. You can use code Jeff10 to save 10% on your orders at bcwsupplies.com. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using link bit.ly/HugelHoney, you'll be supporting my content here at absolutely no cost to yourself. You can, what Honey does is when you install it and you go shopping online, it takes a look at stuff you've dropped in your shopping cart and searches automatically for coupon codes. If it can save you money on stuff you're buying anyways, it offers to do so. And if it can't, it leaves you completely alone. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 2 months now, and we really enjoy it. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top mattress. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with them by checking out links bit.ly/HugelBedUS and bit.ly/HugelBedCA. Why wasn't a date with Bamonte possible for the prize drugs this weekend? Why is there a progress bar in the Honey ad? I have no idea. I think it's supposed to represent the Honey ad searching for deals or something, but I don't know. I just send my advertisers what I want in the banner ad and the dimensions, and then they do the ad, generally speaking. This hand does absolutely nothing, but most of the hands in this deck do nothing, so I assume we're supposed to keep lands and spells. Yeah, we had to shock to play the Jace, so we were dead to either of their creatures. Work and the kids are keeping me away from the stream, but I want to bop in and say congrats on 2K. Well, thanks for the support, Emo Robot Gaming. I appreciate your help keeping me here and supporting my content. Hope you're having a good Friday wherever you're at. That was me, Agahi. That was me. Just a friendly reminder to people that are new to the stream, if you wanna critique a card a deck is playing, whether my deck or the opponent's deck, you need to provide constructive and specific feedback. You need to say, I don't like this card because, and then explain your reason, and then if you want to suggest a different card, say, I think this other card is a better fit potentially for that slot because of these reasons. So I welcome and encourage intelligent discourse that drives a conversation, but just like showing up and saying, no, that card's bad and you're wrong, that doesn't do that. It doesn't help people. Oh, hey, a practice sword, Voyus. Thank you very much for the 6-month resubscription there. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I do appreciate it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and flash in my own Snapcaster Mage here. And the reason why I'm doing this aggressively is because next turn I want to tap out for my Jace the Mind Sculptor. And I want to be able to plus my Jace the Mind Sculptor and not worry about it dying to Snapcaster plus Lightning Bolt. What happened to your sword? You asked for a timeout at one point, Dwight. So we'll reinitiate you into the knighthood. When a mod gets timed out, it takes their sword away. Probably because Twitch assumes that if you're timing out a mod, they did something bad. The way we do things on this channel is different. Not only is Teferi good because he secretly costs 3 mana, but because Nexus of Fate is an instant for some god-awful reason, Teferi actually ramps us into casting Nexus of Fate. I fetched a basic because Steam Vent's Basic Mountain Island could signify that my opponent's playing a Blood Moon deck, and I want 2 islands if my opponent's going to cast a Blood Moon. Does the Get Good Toad deck have Excavator? I think so. It looked like a clunky pile of mid-range unplayables. Alright. Do they have a bolt too? If they have a bolt, this Jace is dead, and so are our chances of winning this game, probably. Is he dead, Jim? He's dead, Jim. His Highness Stannis, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I know, and that was a good question. I should have talked about why I wasn't doing that. Someone said earlier they just needed Christy to communicate with me via Twitch chat, so there you go if you needed a bingo on that. Lots of bad things are fun, Dwight. The real question here is, do they have a Negate or a Counter Squall as a way to get rid of my Ancestral Visions. All of the details on how donation decks work are here. So you can click that and give it a read. TLDR, please don't send me money until I approve your deck list. Because if you send me money and I say this is not a deck I'm willing to play, you will probably be sad. How does our Nexus of Fate deck beat a Counterspell? I'm assuming it doesn't. Let's find out. Alright, if they don't have a Remand or a Negate here, we're going to be in a very good spot. And by very good spot, I mean we could draw basically all lands and die. Ip, cheerio, mate. Cheerio. Cheerio, and away we go. Discovered you recently and been binging your YouTube comment for a few days. Finally able to catch a stream during a slow day at work. Keep up the great work. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoy the YouTube stuff. Thanks for dropping over this way to give me some support. Lucky number 13 on Bill Bolo. So many months slaying nerds with sweet stacks of cardboard. Thank you for over the year of support there. They cast a card called Risefall, which is like a little less punishing Hymn to Torok. It reveals 2 cards at random from our hand, but only discards the non-lands that get revealed. That is a Wandering Fumarole, which is going to kill us really quickly. If they don't have a counterspell here, this search for Azcanta does have a chance that it could take over the game. I would love to transform this. Extra turn card. Extra turn card. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yay, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yay, Jace the Mind Sculptor. So, this is dead no matter what I do, so I'm just going to use him as Brainstorm plus Fog. So I'm going to put this back, put As Foretold back, and next turn I can draw As Foretold, shuffle away the island, cast Ancestral Visions. Why didn't I keep the field for the Fumarole? Because I don't think a game that I'm winning means I care about the Fumarole. I think I would rather just try and hit an extra turn card. Sweet. And they took the Angelsong there because they think we're pretty far away from this this Ancestral Vision, right? So that means next turn we're going to go As Foretold off the top, crack the fetch, draw 3, hopefully hit an extra turn card and take over the game. I think this card's very reasonable. Like, it's not super high quality as far as creature lands are concerned necessarily, but a blue and red creature land is pretty desirable. The thing that's bad about Risefall is Modern is a format that, generally speaking, is about having the right cards, not about having a lot of cards. So a card like Risefall that generates you card advantage but doesn't necessarily take the cards that you really care about tends to come up a little bit short, in my opinion. All right. All right, so we just need another turn card next turn, and then we could potentially be in a pretty amazing spot. That's kind of an extra turn card. That is exactly an extra turn card. I think I'm going to take Teferi here, though, right? I think I'd rather do this. Hey, Ohio MTG, 4 months of memes, dreams, and suboptimal modern decks. What's going on? Thanks for the third of a year support there. Happy 2,000 sub points. Thank you for farming bits, wife. That's what Christy actually does for work. Her job is farming bits. Resolves. Ew. Yeah. All right. I don't know whether I'm excited to have won that game or sad because it potentially means I'm going to have to play more matches with this deck. Maybe it's a healthy mix of the two. It's probably a healthy mix of the two. If we win this match, we have to play more matches. Oh no, chat. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't think this through. What's the reasoning behind the storage land? Well, I assume it's just because we can like charge it up to like get to our 7 mana spells faster. Is Thoughtseize a playable card? Like, if you have to concede after you cast it, why would you put it in your deck? I don't think Leyline's good enough here. Their deck, I guess they have Thoughtseize and Risefall. Maybe it's good enough. I don't know. I feel like I just don't want to bring in the discard spells again, or the anti-discard spell against a deck that has like multiple axes of interaction. Like I could have like Mulligan for Leyline, and then like they just have a bunch of counter spells. We did add a new sponsor. So we've got BCW Supplies is a new sponsor for the stream. They do sleeves and binders and deck boxes and all sorts of great stuff. I've not plugged tonight's Overwatch. So after we're done with Magic during the day, we're going to be doing another Overwatch stream this evening over on Christy's channel there, twitch.tv/Krillodactyl. How long is the stream going for? I'm planning to do Magic for about 12 hours or so. And then after we get done doing Magic for about 12 hours or so, we're going to play some Overwatch afterwards for a couple hours. And if you're a sub who's interested in potentially playing some Overwatch with us tonight, make sure you poke into the subscribers Discord and indicate your interest there. I play the characters in Overwatch that you don't have to hit things with. So I play Mercy and Reinhardt and Brigette. The characters that don't require you to aim. Am I even going to have usable eyesight after 12 hours? So fun fact, I actually went to the eye doctor recently because I was having some headaches on occasion. And we like did the vision test and they were like, yeah, your vision's fine. You don't need glasses. Just like try and work less on occasion. I was just like, all right, good to know. Good to know. I was checking out for the eye exam. And he was like, you are too old to not need glasses. It's absurd. And I was like, yes, I'm very pleased. When you're playing against turns, you want to counter the extra turn cards or the extra draw cards. It depends on your deck and the situation you're in. You kinda have to aim with the charge, kinda. So they get to 2-for-1 us with the Risefall flashback on the Jace here, but if they don't have another land and a counterspell, we get to gas back up with Ancestral Visions next turn, which is nice. I remember growing up, you know, I was one of the first generations where we had like tons of video games, right? So I remember my parents and other adults being like, you're gonna ruin your vision staring at these screens all day, you're gonna ruin your vision staring at these screens. It's like, well, here we are, 40 to 80 hours a week of screen time later. Yellow tinted glasses. The fact that they didn't flashback Risefall here makes me think this isn't resolving. Holy gosh, that just resolved. Okay. So they just, like, want to stop the Teferi then? Like, that resolved. So I'm just, like, assuming this is just happening, right? Or do they prioritize this more? Yeah, I guess there's a chance there's could be, like, mana leak. Okay, so they're just, like, prioritizing the Planeswalkers over the AV. That makes sense, I guess. Kyo Shine, thank you for the 7-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Thanks for re-upping and keeping me employed for another month. Welcome back. It also probably doesn't help. This is going to be bright. I have to make my lighting better down here. I have some studio lights that are a little bit bright. They're a little bit bright to keep me lit up. Nico Bolas. All right. I'm gonna bin the island here. Maybe I should have kept. Maybe I should have kept the. Maybe I should have kept the island to play running taking turn spells here. They haven't. I guess they have Culligan's Command in their bin. Yeah, I guess I'm just Jacing and hoping to hit a fog here. No fog. So Teferi's pretty good, especially with Cryptic Command. So I'm going to throw back As Foretold and Time Warp. I'm going to put back As Foretold and Nexus of Fate. And then I'm going to play this and pass. And then next turn I can go Teferi plus hold up Cryptic. Yep. Okay, I only got one of our cards. That's nice. So it revealed the field, which doesn't get to discard. Hey, K Samus, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome. What are we looking for? We're looking for, like, the problem here is even with our taking turns things, we don't have a way to generate card advantage at the moment. So while I get to, like, take a turn here, I'm kind of just spinning my tires while I do so. I guess I just kill Liliana here, right? They have no cards left. It's just 5-mana Explore. That's technically free Explore, right? Is the Owling Mine deck just better than this? The Owling Mine deck is very different compared to this. They're functionally different decks. I didn't tell you weren't allowed. We came to the mutual agreement that we had received too many bad Kickstarter games and you were going to take a break. You agreed we had too many stinkers. Man, were there some bad Kickstarter games. It's possible I should have held the pools in hand to prevent them from making me discard a card. And again, like, while this, like, feels okay, it doesn't really accomplish anything, right? Like, it untaps my lands. I guess it lets me attack their Jace and then attack something else. What is Owling Mine? Owling Mine is a blue-red Howling Mine deck that kills people with the card Rune Flare Trap. It's very funny and kind of bad. You know what? Maybe I should hold this back to block, huh? Yeah, I should definitely just hold this back to block. We're losing the race. There's no reason to be jamming like this. It's a Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I think I'm just going to pass here. I can activate Colonnade, block Bolas, plus Field of Ruin next turn, potentially. If they play a 7th land and try and flip Nicol Bolas here, I think I snap Cryptic, bounce, draw a card in response. So let's animate this. Like, if they don't have a Doomblade here, we're like going to take all their pressure off the table, right? How does Snap work with Visions? Not how you want it to. Is the short answer. All right, and suddenly we're like ahead, right? Like we have Snap Cryptic Command with Dispel up here. And like we've got this Pools that's just like, it does not work with an As Foretold. No, you cannot suspend it. Please read Snapcaster Mage. Reading the card explains the card. Yeah, Dispel gives us a lot of insurance against like Bolt Snap Bolt or just like Double Bolt you. I don't really own any cards, Case Emmons. My sponsor, MTGO Traders, provides me with everything that we play on stream. They're great folks. Collective Brutality. I think I'm just going to go ahead and snap Cryptic this. Correct. Ancestral Visions does not have a casting cost. I mean, Snapcaster Mage literally has reminder text on it. It says, target card in a graveyard gains flashback. And then it says, in parentheses, you may cast that card from your graveyard and then exile it. So, casting a card means paying its mana cost. And if a card doesn't have a mana cost, you can't pay it. No, I really don't own Magic cards, paper or otherwise. I don't play enough paper to justify it, and I play too many decks online to make it feasible. That is exactly what we wanted for Christmas. People say Ancestral Visions instead of Vision because that's how Serum Visions is worded. Calciform Pools can actually activate itself. Goblin Dark Dwellers is worded in a way that's different than Snapcaster Mage. That's why I suggested reading the card. So, if you look at Goblin Dark Dwellers, it's worded in a different way than Snapcaster Mage. Which, like there are some things in Magic that are, like, complicated and whatever, but, like, these instances, I really think people are making it out to make it out to be something that it isn't. I don't think this interaction is particularly complicated if you actually read the cards and digest what the cards say. Like, there's a lot of random, like, especially, like, legacy legal cards that are weird, but I could have avoided playing into Spell Pierce there, but honestly, Spell Pierce just wasn't a card that was on my radar. And I think even with losing the Jace there, we're still pretty far ahead. That's awesome, Chris. And this is where the taking turnstiles cards really kind of come into play here, because now we're taking turns while we have an extra source of card advantage in play, which is much, much better for us. I don't think that's strange at all, Zanman. That's part of the rules of Magic, that if there's no casting cost, it's 0. The converted mana cost is 0 if a card doesn't have a casting cost. Again, hand just doesn't do anything, but these are the kind of hands you're supposed to keep with this deck. If our opponent goes Basic Mountain Goblin Guide, we're dead to rights, but... Hopefully our opponent has elected to register something like Mardu Pyromancer. We are 1-1 in this league. Rightfully died to red black hollowed one, beat a Mopey control deck. Looks like Grishoalbrand. What's the highest number of turns taken? We were well into the double digits for one of the ones that we won. Opponent was having none of that concession talk. Yeah, maybe Mucinex. Maybe. They still had removal spells in their deck, which could have made that worse, but yeah, that's probably a better line. Yeah, someday, I really hope that someday we'll all be able to sit around and laugh about how people were worried that Stoneforge was going to ruin the format, just like we sit around and laugh about how people were worried Jace and Bloodbraid and Ancestral Vision and Bitter Blossom and, you know, all these other cards that we've unbanned were going to ruin Modern. Howdy, Lapis. Wild Nactyl. Sword of the Meek. Yep, Sword of the Meek was another one. We'll ruin everything. The emote is great. I'd like to dedicate our Stoneforge Mystic emote to both Aaron Forsyth and Ian Duke, members of Magic R&D who insist on keeping our fine liege band. Am I supposed to cast Snapcaster Mage here? I'm actually going to cast Snapcaster Mage here and start attacking them. MWLX, thank you for the 3-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I mean, Stoneforge Mystic was offensive in Standard, sure. She definitely deserved that one, but, like, saying she was offensive in Standard, so she needs to go in Modern is just silly. Stoneforge shall rise again. I'm going to go ahead and hold up Fog here. Because if they floop a Gristle Pig into play, I want to be able to... Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I should have cast Time Warp this turn, so I could have gotten an extra attack with Snapcaster Mage, because putting them below 14 reduces the number of times they're able to draw with Grishoalbrand. What's going on, Paula? Well, we're gonna be here. We're heading towards hour 5 here of 12. No, these only prevent combat damage. So should my opponent have a Borborygmos, we could still die to that. We have a donation goal for the Invitational. Not yet. I think I'm gonna put that up next week. I need to firm up the details and double check on airline prices and stuff like that. All right, sure, why not? I think I just hold one fog for the time being. I'm gonna shuffle away these cards that are on top of my deck. I think Birthing Bot is too strong for Modern. Nope, not even a little. It is all damage. Wow. Okay. That card is actually just better than Fog. Reading the card explains the card. That's strange. Look at that. Look, literacy is a big problem among Magic players. As a Magic player who is largely illiterate, are we doing a long enough stream that we'll see early harvest? I don't know. At the very least, I'm going to make sure we get through to Amulet Titan, but early harvest might get pushed back till over the weekend or Monday. No, I made a promise, Christy. I can't stop streaming until I play Amulet Titan. I made a promise. We've already had like 6 cuts, okay? Oh, I should have done this first, right? I technically saw one less card with my sequencing this way. I have double Remand, Ethereal Haze up next turn though, so we should be pretty good. I think speculating on what Wizards of the Coast is going to do with the ban list is stupid. They don't make sense. Alex Jet, thank you for the 3-month resubscription there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thank you for the quarter of a year of support. So we have 2 turns till these AVs come off. Yeah, we have Zakama. I think it's actually the list that won the classic, but I'm not 100% on that. If they cast Through the Breach here, I'm going to cast Ethereal Haze in response. So we get a bunch of looks at stuff here. Looking for another way to take some turns. Kind of unfortunate that there weren't any time warps in all those cards. I don't do wings. I'm a vegetarian. I actually think buffalo sauce is really gross. Play second Jace Dragon. I think that's a little too aggressive. Oh, Bounce Snap with Jace. That's such a good line. Bounce Snap with Jace is the technology. We'll do that next turn if we miss. Will we? Yeah, I guess it's lethal, right? Actually, we're just gonna draw 7 cards this turn. Oh, I definitely should have done it last turn because we were gonna draw with the AVs here. Wow. Where are my time warps at, chat? Where are my time warps? Somebody get this man a time warp. Hey, found it. Do 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 do. All right, so I'm gonna cut these. Dispel and Negate are both reasonable here. That's a Leyline of Sanctity matchup. I feel like I could go either way on this. How do we feel about Leyline of Sanctity here? Search is probably too slow. Nah, by the time Reliquary Tower is good, you should just be winning the game by a pretty large margin. Yeah, I'm just gonna run like this. Yeah, Clique's probably better than Search. No, I think 1 mana Fog's actually pretty reasonable in this deck. Like, stopping them from drawing 7 is pretty good. Well, this is what we've signed up for. This is what we're doing. Peace, Terra. No. This deck has Fogs for the early games, and that's it. That 7 wasn't close. It didn't make colored mana. So for those of you looking for bingo squares, that one doesn't count. Trying to make bingo squares out of nothing. Kids these days. No respect for the game. Are they Goriozing Borby? We could die here, I suppose. They need 5 lands to kill us. They hit 1 on there, so if their entire hand is lands, we die. How am I going to pick the windows for the giveaway? I'm going to use a random number generator to generate random numbers. All right, Borbs. Borby means business, chat. He's here and he is angry. Okay, sweet. The Grishoalbrand deck can spin its tires for a little while, especially on the back of this Remand. We might have time to, like, get this Ancestral Vision going, among other things. Turns is on the no-fly list. For those that aren't familiar with my content, the no-fly list is not a list of decks that I won't play. The no-fly list is a list of decks that I won't play for $10. Anybody who tells you they won't play Magic decks for money on their stream or they won't play specific decks, that just means they haven't been offered enough money. Yeah, outside of Lantern Control, $100 will get you just about anything you want to see played on this stream. Okay, this has 2 counters on it. 3. That's unfortunate. All right, so we get a turn, and then we get to Time Warp into another turn. Nexus of Fate, we're unfortunately 1 off of that. If we hit another Time Warp, we could potentially get them. Yeah, Lantern's a grand. Lantern's a deck I don't want to play. Open for a Time Warp or a piece of interaction there. Did not find it. Nope. No dice. Lose money playing Lantern for $100. The quality of the content is bad and it takes forever. Yeah, we're gonna get punished for that remand. I dislike Lantern because it's bad stream content. Even when you are winning the game with Lantern, the games are tedious and pretty uninteresting for a lot of people to watch. When you lose, it's not interesting, and when you win, it's not interesting, which makes it just like a lose-lose as far as streaming is concerned. I think a lot of people miss the fact that, like, what I do here has more go into it than just, like, the amount of money that goes per league to, right? Like, there's an entertainment factor. While there are a lot of people that contribute a lot of decks to be played on stream, there's even more that are just here supporting my stuff because they enjoy watching it. And when things like Lantern aren't enjoyable to watch, it defeats the purpose for a lot of those people. Is this the move to hand size? Try and turn to you with the Simian Spirit Guide. Thankfully, we've got Dispel right here. Perfect. I don't know. I think this... So, here's why Lantern is the worst deck in my opinion. Because Lantern, when you're winning, nobody gets to draw sweet cards. At least this deck, while it dies a lot, when this deck works, it gets to draw a ton of cards. And drawing cards is the best part about Magic the Gathering. So I'm not sure why any reasonable person wouldn't want to play this deck. When this deck is good, it's sweet. So, getting the Temporal Mastery here while AV is suspended is pretty good. Oh man, are they killing us in response here? Dang it, Bobby! We deserve this. Can I get some Stoneforge Mystics in chat, please? Can I get some Stoneforge Mystics in chat? At least we didn't have to play against Stoneforge Mystic. All right, I kind of have to pee, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom while we die here on their second turn. Are we did yet? Yay! Teacup, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub there. I do appreciate it. Yep. Good games, well played, opponent. Welcome to Modern. 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 That's one of the reasons why the Grishoalbrand deck is so busted and sweet. It kills completely at instant speed. Kills at completely instant speed. One land in play, kill me. The best is when you're playing the Grishoalbrand deck and like they have their counterspell up and you like go for it on turn 2, they're like mana leak and you're like Pact of Negation, kill you anyways, and they're like, oh man. For that beautiful death and to go towards Grishoalbrand. Of course Grishoalbrand's in the queue. Thank you for the support, Demir Spy. Of course we got Grishoalbrand in the queue. What deck did we beat? Grixis Control. We found someone playing a worse deck than us and we beat them. That's true. That's true. We took 3 turns. They took 2 turns. I can only assume that this matchup is going to be bad for us. Like every matchup. Oh, magic. Oh, magic. Yep, looks like aggro wizards. Oh, I should have fetched a thing there. We do have a fog here. I do have this very powerful fog card. Where can I find the blue-black thing deck list? On my YouTube channel, you can find all of the decks that we've played in the past, as well as the deck list linked and in text form in the video description of each of the videos. Stone and Oak, welcome. Maybe I should wait on the Holy Day, get them to like play some burn spells out. Yeah, I should probably wait on the Holy Day. I probably could have gotten more value out of that. I also could have like used it to save Teferi potentially. Yeah, it was probably loose timing on my part. Need to draw like a fog here. Grixis control tends to be bad in Modern for the same reason that most control decks are bad in Modern. Decks that don't have proactive strategies tend to struggle in diverse fields because if your deck isn't proactive, you need to have a set of answers that's going to help you not die. And the set of answers you need to not die in Modern is crazy wide because there are so many different decks that are trying to kill you in so many different ways. You ever played Mardu Strike Leader in Modern? Of course we've played Mardu Strike Leader in Modern. What kind of question is that? Oh, Grishoalbrand. The big reason Grishoalbrand doesn't see play at larger tournaments is because the deck is really expensive monetarily to build. And there are a lot of other decks that are similar to it that are equally degenerate that are cheaper for people to build. Infamous, I think people quickly realized that the power level of Lantern was just okay in Modern, and basically the deck is very tedious to play, so people stopped being willing to deal with how tedious it was because they weren't gaining a significant power level advantage by dealing with how tedious it was. Okay, well. And it's not even strictly that it's not fun. It's that in order to be willing to play a deck that's not fun, it needs to be really powerful. And in my opinion, Lantern isn't powerful enough to make up for how not fun it is on average. Right, well, we have Snap Fog here. I don't remember what list the Mardu Strike Leader was in. I think I can actually search my YouTube for descriptions. Target Holy Day here. Red-black aggro on August 6th. Yep. This one is still waiting on timestamps. How will I get a confirmation that you'll play decklist submitted? Via the email that you listed in the form that you submitted. So we've got some extra turn cards in our hand. At this point, we're looking for a way to start generating card advantage. We're looking for more copies of Ancestral Vision. We're looking for Jace the Mind Sculptor. We're looking for Teferi. Put this land into play in case they have mana leak. What card do I wish was good enough for Modern? Spell Stutter Sprite. It's like my favorite pet card. Snapcaster Flashback cannot be combined with As Foretold. No Flashback can be combined with As Foretold. Snap Ancestral cannot be cast with As Foretold. So let's cast this off of As Foretold. Do the Time Warp again. Maybe. Right. Snapcaster does not work with AV how you want it to. You know, this is how the cookie crumbles. Our deck has 26 lands in it. Are we dead on board? We're not quite dead on board, right? They need to have some spells. They have some spells we're dead on board, but nah, the thinning from cracking Field is pretty statistically insignificant for the most part, and Field of Ruin has potential value as a shuffle after a Jace Brainstorm if we draw Jace the Mind Sculptor. So they get to Snap Bolt us or our Colonnade, but either way we're going to get redraws next turn. So looking for, honestly we're looking for like Ancestral Visions or Jace into an extra turn spell. I'm sure we'll draw another land and die, but that's how life goes. Even Fog would be okay. Okay, we hit Fog. I guess I want to just start attacking them with this, right? I might just like kill them in the air. Unfortunately, we're just dead in 2 to this Grim Lavamancer, so like we need an extra turn spell. Does it? I'm actually kind of rooting for our opponent here, because if we die, we don't have to play another match with this deck. Do they have enough burn spells that it's worth bringing in Leyline? Probably. Probably. The fact that this doesn't protect our Planeswalkers anymore kind of sucks, though. Yeah, I'm going to bring in Leyline and not Dispel. Nah, if I'm really not enjoying playing a deck, I'll concede and just be done with the league. There's a reason why when people submit decks, the details say I will only play at a minimum 2 matches with a deck. Because if a deck's really bad, I'm not going to play more than 2 matches with it. This deck's sweet when it works. It just gets run over a lot. It's just like a deck that's going to not work a pretty significant portion of the time. No, this was a Justin. Justin didn't build this deck, but he did submit it. This was a deck pulled off of a Channel Fireball feature. Sorry, I'm gonna try something here really quick with my lights. May or may not make my life better. This affects the lighting. It's a little darker, but it's still okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just pass here. If I find a third land next turn, I can go As Foretold, cast Ancestral Visions. My favorite deck to play in Modern right now is the blue-red prowess deck that I top-8'd the Open in Indie with. That's why I played that deck in Indie. What is the picture on the wall behind me? So there was a small Kickstarter video game / TCG called Hex TCG that I streamed and played for a long time. And one of the things that they do every year while they were around was they would recognize people that helped the community by putting their artwork on a card. So that is a depiction in my likeness that was on a Hex TCG card. A reminder of sadness. Yep. Hex is on heading in that direction very quickly. The actual answer is that we really don't have all the details on what they have, but the end result is that it looks like they're gonna be going the way of the dodo. All right, there's a land for this. Maybe get something going here. That's good for us. That means we get to draw more cards next turn. The Leylines could easily be winning us this game. The opponent doesn't have a particularly strong amount of pressure. Yeah, Hex had some really good card designs. That's sad. There were a number of great things they did, and number of medium things. Excuse me, number of medium things they did. I did forget to put a storage counter on the land. You are correct. Hopefully that doesn't bite us. What is the biggest bit donation at one time? I think Anner did a 500K at one point. Yeah, I can do that. Does this website still work? Actually, I have the high-res artwork in my Dropbox. I can just pull the high-res artwork up. It actually has an owl in it, which is funny. There was the card made a bird, and this actually predated the whole owl meme on stream. It was really rather amusing. Red-black mid-range did not 5-0. That is sweet. So now we get to play Jace, and then we get to cast Holy Day off of As Foretold. That's pretty good, yeah. So you have to discard a card to hand size here. Probably not in the market. Oh, I can discard the Nexus of Fate and then shuffle those away. That's great. Some good clean deck building. And then, like, next turn, we can tap out for Teferi and then cast Angelsong off this As Foretold. The classic Snapcaster Mage looting relic deck. Wow. So, I actually think this is a pretty big deck building mistake in this deck. So, this deck doesn't... So, this deck has a split on the 1-mana fog effects for whatever reason. And the Holy Day only prevents combat damage. If this Holy Day we have in our hand right now had been Ethereal Haze, this prevents all damage. So, I'm losing my Jace the Mind Sculptor here because this is Holy Day and not Ethereal Haze. And I get that you can be cute and split them for the purposes of Meddling Mage, but does it only do creatures? I thought it was all damage. Prevent all damage. Oh, that would be dealt by creatures. You're right. You're right. I'm dumb. Reading the card. Reading the card. It only worked in the other case. It was from Borborygmos. Yep. I'm still going to cast this via As Foretold. I think it's worth it to just gain 6 here. Spell Pierce. Woof. Well, I'm glad that we're not dead to Lightning Bolt because we have this Leyline. So, do I Time Warp here or do I Teferi? I think I'm supposed to Teferi because I'm like much better off in life if I have Teferi going when I Time Warp. Maybe I should have kept my other Angelsong. I shuffled an Angelsong away earlier, and that was probably a mistake. Yeah, because if they have a Negate here, I die. Yeah, I should have Upkeep Fog too, right? Yeah, if we lose this game, it's because I messed up. I'm not casting this Fog unless they trigger Prowess. If they just pass and want to put me to 1 here, that's fine. And if they have a Negate or a Counterspell here, I lost this game because of my Brainstorm decision earlier. Okay, so they're just snapping back Lightning Bolt here to kill the Teferi. You think you should use a checklist card for search for Azcanta to PTQ? I mean, do you enjoy game losses? If yes, then don't do it. If no, then maybe consider getting checklist cards. Yeah, they are both attacking us. So they had Bolt Snap Bolt to kill Teferi. So we need a way to generate card advantage here. We need an AV or another Planeswalker is what we're looking for at this point. Get 2 shots. All right, that's an extra turn. So I get to go ahead and cast this for the one with 3. And I get to go ahead and do this. Again, I'm holding the fetch land in my hand because it's valuable with a Jace Brainstorm. They are only necessary if you don't have opaque sleeves, but if you are unsure if your sleeves are opaque or not, you should probably err on the side of caution. All right. Survey says, frickin' die. I would love to reveal this for its miracle cost. This is for Spell Stutter control in the queue. Blue-black fairies, I assume you mean? Thank you, Luca. So, and again, while the Time Walks are nice, what we actually want to draw is card advantage spell into Time Walk. And instead, we drew that, which means we are dead on board. God bless. God bless, we are dead. Yeah, we needed to hit Jace into walk, Teferi into walk. Snapcaster Mage even could have been okay. Alright, so the lesson learned is that this deck is on the no-fly list for a reason. Every time blue-white control does well anywhere, my thoughts are basically always the same. Gosh, what kind of mid-range terrible garbage did this deck run into in this event to do well? Yes, I was. I was at 2, Nam. I was at 2, and they had 2 1-power attackers past the Snapcaster Mage. So yeah, this deck was poop, and I expected it to be poop, and it lived up to expectations. So God bless. God bless. All right, what are we got?